Hey Rock On Beer viewers, happy Homebrew Wednesday. This Homebrew Wednesday is going to get a little dark. And by that I mean it's going to be about dark beer. It's going to be about Schwarz beer, which Schwarz is black or dark in German, so dark beer. Schwarz beer, what is it? It is a dark German lager, and it is one of my favorite beer styles. I find it really, really drinkable. It totally kind of mixes that high drinkability of a Pilsner with a little bit of kind of malty, dark stoutiness. So it's like a lighter, crisper Guinness. I don't know, really appeals to me. It's been one of my favorites ever since my first time to Germany, and I discovered the style. Not like I discovered it as in like it didn't exist before, but it didn't exist for me in my worldliness. It did not exist. So, and I happen to have actually quite a few. I have my Schwarz beers on hand at the moment, so I decided to do like a little video on it. Just quickly while I'm waiting for some head to die down, let's see what the old BJCP says about Schwarz beer. If you don't know, it's a dark German lager that balances roasted yet smooth malt flavors with moderate hop bitterness. The lighter body, dryness, and lack of a harsh burnt or heavy aftertaste help make this beer quite drinkable. Agreed. History, not gonna go into history. So aroma, it's supposed to be low to moderate malt with low aromatic malty sweetness and or hints of roast malt often apparent. Malt can be clean and neutral or moderately rich and bready and may have a hint of dark caramel. A low spicy floral or herbal hop aroma is optional. Clean lager yeast character, light sulfur is possible. Appearance, medium to very dark brown in color, often with deep ruby to garnet highlights, yet almost never truly black. Very clear, large, persistent tan-colored head. Flavor, light to moderate malt flavor that can have a clean, neutral character to a moderately rich bread, malty quality. Light to moderate roast malt flavors. What's it say about the hops? Medium low to medium bitterness, light to moderate spicy floral herbal hop flavor. So it's not a hop-driven beer. So I've got 3 examples here that we're gonna take a look at. I got my homebrew version. So that's my homebrewed version of Schwarz beer. This is the macro German version, Kostritzer, which is the kind of quintessential version you can get in Germany. I've got it in half-liter cans. Yeah, that's pretty much like the benchmark of macro-lized Schwarz beer. And then I've got a craft version, which is Mikkeller, what the hell do they call this thing? Mikkeller Metal Henry Schwarz beer. Does it say metal? Yeah, Metal Henry. So there's a guy with an angel. I went ahead and I poured the Mikkeller beer into this beautiful Sluts Pilsner glass. If you're Danish, you'll get the joke in that. And yeah, so we've got 3 Schwarz beers. Now mine is going to be a little different, mostly because of this. All right, that's the Schwarz beer brew day done. Just gotta cool it down. Yeah, I just went for a pretty basic Schwarz beer recipe. You know, black lager. It's going to be nice and clean and crisp. Going to give it a nice extended lagering, and yeah, the grist is pretty standard. Mostly just debittered malt for color, and yeah, just really your standard Schwarz. Oh, what? Wait, what's happening? Wait, no! What are you doing? No! Oh, a little bit more, yes. Yeah, so maybe I hopped mine a little bit aggressively. I kind of was going for a Schwarz IPL, maybe a little bit kind of time. It's not dry hopped at all, just that big charge there at the end while I was cooling it down. But yeah, let's take a look. So this is mine. I'm not particularly happy with the color of it. You can see it's leading way more towards brown than black. Here's the Kostlitza for comparison. You can see that that's quite a bit darker than my homebrew. The Mikkeller is a little bit lighter than the Kostlitza. You can see it's actually a little bit closer to my beer. So of the three, the Kostlitza is definitely the darkest one. So actually pouring the Mikkeller beer makes me feel a little bit better about mine, but it's still a little too light for the style. But like head-wise, they all have really good. Mine, I poured this first before anything else, so it's still got a nice little head sticking around. This is Pilsner malt. Pilsner malt, just a Carapils, a touch of Carapils, and then the color comes from debittered Carafa 3. I think it was 3, yeah. So no, just a small flavor contribution, mostly color. So I'm just gonna. Mine, you get, it's got a nice crisp lager smell. It's got just a tiny hint of like roast to it, just like the ittiest bittiest, but it's mostly the hops I threw in. So I threw in Hallertau Blanc, which gives kind of a fruity aroma. I actually have just a clean IPL lager, or just a clean lager with Blanc in it, and it has the same smell, which is kind of fruity and floral. And then I threw in an experimental German hop that I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it's supposed to give like fruity floral notes, which I get some of that. So, and here's the control. This just straight up smells like a lager. It's just got a really clean kind of bread, like toasted bread, but like really lightly toasted. You don't get a lot of like dark smell off this. And then the Mikkeller. The Mikkeller's got tons of American hops in it. Now I don't know anything about this Mikkeller beer, but from them I would expect that it would be overly hopped like mine. Smells like Chinook, maybe? Yeah, like classic American stout smell. A little bit of roast, but yeah, American hops for sure. I'm almost sure of it. Yeah, like Chinook or something slightly piney and grapefruity. So let me let me taste the control first. Caramel Pilsner. It's semi-sweet, kind of medium-bodied. No real roast flavor, just more like caramel Pilsner, like a really dark Bock. So let's try mine. This has a lot of fruity flavors to it from the hops. At first I thought it was a fermentation error, but then I tasted the other Pilsner with the same hop combo, and it has the exact same flavor, so it's definitely from the hops. It's got this kind of like very muted tropical fruit with a little bit of chocolate. So it's like chocolate dipped guava, something like that. Like coffee melon. I mean, there's not a lot of roasted flavor. It's a lot of fruity flavor. You get a little bit of roasted flavor. I just said there wasn't any, but It's a really drinkable beer. It's very thin. The ABV is not high on this. I did not get a big OG. I was aiming for 5, which so the Kostitzer is 4.8. The Mikkeller is 5.5. I was aiming for 5, and I wanted it to still be at like 10-12, but I ended up getting 4.7, I think, and it dropped to below 10-10. So it's pretty thin, pretty light, but it's crisp. It's got that really lager crispness to it, which is nice. Doesn't taste anything like the Kostitzer. Let's try the Mikkeller one. Yeah, the same kind of, well, the same hop flavor is in the nose. It's got that American hop flavor. A little bit of pine, a little bit of grapefruit. It's a bit fuller bodied than mine. So kind of body wise, it's the same as the Kostitzer. But this has a little bit more roast to it, and then that American hop, that pininess. It's good. I don't know. It's crisp. I'll give it that. It's smooth, so it's not like a stout where it's got that kind of. There's no bitterness to it from the dark malts at all. So yeah, it's super smooth. That's how you can really tell it's a lager. Other than that, it's pretty close to an American stout. So yeah, I don't know. It's nice. I'm not really drawing any conclusions. I just wanted to drink these side by side because I have all these Schwarz beers right now, and make this video for you guys for Homebrew Wednesday. My homebrewed version, what I would change in it, I'd go a few degrees darker for sure. So I'd bump the carafa up a little bit, and I'd probably raise the mash temperature. I think I did 66 degrees C, so pretty kind of mid-low range. I would probably go high range for this, like 69. Yeah, about 69. It's usually where I do like stouts and stuff to try and get a couple of residual gravity points out of it. And I like the hop flavor in it, but it really hides any of the maltiness. So probably if I wanted a more traditional one, I would go with less hops. But for now, I mean, it's lagered, kind of hoppy brown ale-ish. That's pretty nice. It drinks really nice. I'm gonna enjoy the keg of that. And now, speaking of joy, I've got three beers to drink and enjoy. And I'm gonna leave you here. I'm gonna get my Schwarz on. And yeah, thanks for watching. Anybody else do Schwarz beer? Anybody else into Schwarz beer? I know it's not a style that's easy to come by in a lot of places. It's not. This one was. I saw this and I grabbed it because I haven't seen a commercial example of Schwarz beer that wasn't from a big German brewery in forever. I haven't seen a craft example. So, but I mean, in true Mikkeller fashion, it's not really like a two-style Schwarz beer. It's like an Americanized, like bastardized Schwarz beer, which is exactly what mine is too. So I can't say anything else that. But anywhere, Schwarz beer comments. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Cheers. I'm not gonna try and drink both of these. I'm gonna drink my homebrew. Cheers, guys.